This is White Plains Week, the weekly news roundup. With your moderator, John Bailey, editor and publisher of the daily internet newspaper White Plains Citizen Net Reporter. Jim Benerofe, editor and publisher of SuburbanStreet.com and WhitePlains.com. And Peter Katz, noted broadcaster and journalist. White Plains Week, what's happened, who are the newsmakers, and what's in store for the future. The views and opinions expressed on this program are solely those of the participants. White Plains Week is presented Fridays at 7:30 and again on Mondays at 7 p.m. here on Channel 76. Now, White Plains Week.
Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. White Plains and Westchester. This is John Bailey, and also good evening to you, 15 million Mets fans out there. We know who you are, all of the New York City area. John Bailey here with White Plains Week, the City News Roundup show, and I'm joined, of course, by the Dean of the School of Journalism in White Plains, Jim Benerofe, on my immediate left, and on my not-so-immediate right is...
Get the name right.
Katz, that's it. Peter Katz, the anchor for all seasons. And right now, it is time for Jim Benerofe, the headline man.
And now the headlines for the World Series edition of White Plains Week, October 23rd, 2015. The Mets win the pennant and head to the World Series. Anonymous donor contributes $1 million to the White Plains Library. Playland savior given 5 more months to decide to take over Playland. Councilperson Nadine Hunt Robinson says White Plains Trans Center Stakeholder Task Force has been chosen to determine how to develop the new trans center. Names not disclosed. White Plains sales tax dollars up 3.7% in September, 2.2% over the first quarter of last year. White Plains police ask for information to locate walk-in bank robber. Brian Conybeer, the face and voice of the New York Bridge, resigns. Work continues relentlessly despite choppy waters. Governor holds first meeting of the State Common Core Task Force to strengthen Common Core standards. Governor holds first meeting of the State Common Council. State Education Department asks for comment on Common Core learning standards, not the assessments. Westchester Arts honors Froma Benerofe of Purchase, chair of its board of directors, for fundraising efforts. Pet Food Pantry has 5th anniversary gala at the Women's Club. The newly renovated Ebersole Ice Rink opens Friday night at 8 p.m. with public sessions this weekend. White Plains Week takes you on a tour.
Thank you, Jim. And right now, to the Rollo Newsreel March-Up time for October 23rd. And we're outside Ebersole Ice Rink, and a little bit later in the show, we will show you the newly renovated interiors with Jennifer Notrozio, the new director of the Ebersole Rink Figure Skating School, and show you all what's in store. The rink opens this evening, by the way, Friday at 8, and public sessions will commence Saturday and Sunday. And that's good news.
So it's been cold enough for them to make ice then, huh?
They're really working hard because there are 2 new compressors, and they think they can do it, and we just hope for a little cooler weather.
Mm-hmm.
And
I noticed you had your ice skating attire on in that photograph before.
Yes, we're working on the axle this year, folks. Now, to the big news of the week, and that is, of course, the New York Mets, the National League champion New York Mets. Who
you're inviting people to meet the Mets?
Do you want to burst into the Met theme song? You can do it. Come on. Meet
Meet
the
the
Mets.
Mets. Meet the Mets.
And meet the Mets. Bring your kitties, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life. And they certainly did the last 2 months of the season, because on August the 1st, they were 52-50. And in August
So they caught up. They played their little hearts out.
They played 700 baseball, 42-12, the greatest run since the New York Giants of 1951, when the Giants went 47-7.
It's been ages since the Mets were in the World Series, right?
15 years.
Now, as of recording this program today, Friday morning, we don't know who their opponent is going to be.
The Kansas Cities and the Torontos are going at it.
Right.
Yeah, there they are. Just started. Right, exactly. Thank you. Great cue from the set person behind. We'll have, when you go to another slide, it'll come out from the back. But now to the more important news of the day. Froma Benerofe is being honored for the library gem, and also the library is also gotten $1 million from a donor to do the hub. Tell us about it.
All right, well, the hub is the area of the first floor that excludes the edge, which we've already done, and we will complete the renovations of the first floor, including a cafe. There will be a section called Learning Commons. There will be other rooms where private teaching goes on that will be done over, and we expect to be able to start doing this, I believe, next September.
And Jim, you're saying the colloquial "we" because you have been very active for years on the Library Foundation.
I have been on the Library Foundation board since its inception. I was actually one of the founding members, and I am a big book fan, among other things.
And very modest about all of your good works here in the city. But so now the anonymous gift of $1 million is being coupled with about $500,000 that
the foundation is raising $500,000. I think we have already raised close to $100,000 on that, and I suspect our gala is coming up on November the 14th, which is our 20th anniversary, and we are doing very well at this point with reservations, but hopefully we will have more people coming.
And if anyone would like to go, they would call the library, and someone will refer them to the Library Foundation, or is there a website?
Well, invitations have been sent out, and I think our goal is to get 200 reservations.
Also, you know, there's another anniversary event coming up. As long as we're on the subject of events, it's this coming Monday, and the Hudson Valley Pet Food Pantry, which is marking its 5th anniversary, with an event over at the Women's Club on Ridgeway here in White Plains. It starts at 5:30 in the evening of this coming Monday. Tickets can be picked up at the door. It's a very small amount of $35, $40, totally affordable for most people in the city. And it should be a wonderful evening of food and wine and good conversation, and helping the Pet Food Pantry, which saves pets from having to be surrendered to shelters or abandoned on the streets when people find themselves in economic hardship. They've helped typically 300 families each month keep their pets at home.
Right, and that is really work of the heart.
Yep, it is.
Right. Now, to the there are a number of shockers this week. The Mets winning, and here's another shocker. And the shocker, of course, is that Standard
option.
Amusements
Yeah.
wants more time.
They originally were. It had until October to decide, after seeing what went on this summer, whether they want to continue with the contract for them to take over Playland. It would involve their investing something like $25 million in redoing the place and then running it. They have a background in running amusement parks.
Yes.
And the county for years had been saying, well, we're losing too much money on Playland. This past season, they made something like somewhere between $1 million and $2 million. We don't know exactly what it is because the figures were not officially released.
Yes, they were leaked by the Friends of Playland.
So now we find out that they have a 5-month extension to decide whether they want to go ahead with their contract.
Yeah.
This was agreed to between between Standard Amusements and the County of Westchester.
Right. Nick Singer, the partner in Standard Amusements, said if Standard Amusements wasn't interested in investing in Playland, we wouldn't have asked for the extension. To date, we have committed $1.4 million to the revitalization effort, and based on our review, which began in July, it's likely that our investment would exceed $25 million. We simply need more time to conduct the due diligence necessary to ensure that our development and completion of the project will be successful. So, what do you think? Is this, we're arguing over money?
I will say something that I suppose will be taken somewhat negatively. I think that, quite frankly, that the county could still run Playland. I do not think we need a savior, but
Good. Well, we will see how that plays out. They have 5 months, and one wonders how much more they can do.
Well, you know, they have 5 months, but we only have a few days left until the election. Guess what?
Right.
Did you know that there's an election coming up? First Tuesday in November. I had been saying...
There's only one contested...
I've been saying, you know, where's the campaign here? You know, where there is only one Republican running for, there are 3 council seats that will be up. There are 3 incumbents who want to be reelected to the council on the Democratic side. The Republicans have only put up 1 candidate. There was nothing at all that looked like a campaign this year until one day this week I got something in the mail. This flyer came in the mail from the Democratic City Committee, and on the flyer they had their team. Right here you can see, as we look at the flyer, you have Ben Boykin, who's running unopposed for the County Board of Legislators, and then you have Milagros Lacona, you have Dennis Crolian, and you have Nadine Hunt Robinson. There's Boykin, there's Robinson, and so you can fill in the in-betweens. And the interesting thing about this flyer is that it really doesn't mention any of the issues that are being contested,
in fact,
or the upcoming development.
I am absolutely gratified, pleased, and truly hopeful, Peter, that they're going to they're going to maintain and expand transparent government. That's a wonderful thing.
And they also pledged to hold down property taxes. So does
wonderful thing.
Does that mean they're not going to? Is that a promise not to increase property taxes?
Yes. Can we say that the Democrats that run the city will not raise your property taxes this year? Wouldn't that be a wonderful thing to put in your flyer?
We don't see anything in here. I don't see anything in here about FASNY, the lawsuit that's going on between the French American School and the city of White Plains. Don't see anything about the redevelopment of the train station and the surrounding area. Don't see mention of a lot of things.
Right, exactly. And in fact, I'm not joking about that property tax thing, because Tim Idoni on People to Be Heard this week said that the new inflation rate that's going to be figured in will be 0.7%. Percent.
Which is not really much inflation.
No, which means you really have to cut. You just can't roll over budgets.
Well, it means that the contracts, which now offer employees 2% and 3% or 4% raises, are pretty good.
They are pretty good.
If there's virtually no inflation.
Right. Exactly. And moving on.
Tim Idoni, by the way, is the Westchester County Clerk.
Right. Well, of course. I thought everybody knew that.
Who talks about not only the inflation rate, but significantly that foreclosures seem to be peaking again.
And you can see him on whiteplainsweek.com. Just download it or go to wpcommunitymedia.org, and you can pick it up if your equipment does not handle WMV files. So, moving along, we had a report on what happened at the Common Council and debate last week, and what was intriguing most of all at this meeting, our reporter said that Nadine Hunt Robinson, second from right, said that a task force on the Trans Center has been formed. Now, we gave Ms. Robinson an email asking if she could provide us the list, because it's nowhere to be found, and it has not been announced officially.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a task force of stakeholders, people who have an interest in this project to redevelop the train station and what looks like a portion of Battle Hill and another portion of the downtown area.
How do they define stakeholders? I mean,
well, that's exactly why we're wondering who is on
the shove the stake in your heart. That's who.
Not only who is on the committee, but who made the appointments.
Yes.
How were the people selected?
Right.
How were people approached to say, are you interested in this?
Was it a casting call?
Did anyone ask? Did anyone ask the population at large if you are interested? If you think you have something to contribute, by all means, come contribute.
Right.
We think back to the time under Mayor Schulman when the city's comprehensive plan was rewritten, and how inclusive that was. There were literally hundreds of people who took part in that. So, anyway, we hope that we will learn who these people are.
Yeah, it would be nice. And
if we do, we'll tell you.
Right. And you can always call up the mayor's office and demand they be post this list of people on the city website.
Hey, there's one prominent person who is going to leave the realm of public service, so it appears, and we don't know what he's going to do. His name is Brian Conybeare. You may remember him from News 12, where he was an anchor man.
Right.
And then he was hired by Governor Cuomo to work as an assistant to the governor and to become the voice and face of the Tappan Zee Bridge, the new Tappan Zee Bridge that's being built. And while doing that, he held hundreds of meetings with interested parties, with residents in the area.
Yeah, that was at one of them.
And we had him on the show once, too.
Yeah. He even appeared here. And Jim, do you have any specific impression that you came away from after we interviewed him here?
Oh, I don't really remember that much from that. I think things were just getting started then on the bridge, and it was, we were just, they were just moving forward at that point.
Spokesman for them.
Yes, Governor Cuomo supposedly in his autobiography, or rather in a book, a biographical book that Cuomo wrote, said that Conybeare was the Walter Cronkite of Westchester, and that's why he selected him to be the front man to the public on the Tappan
That's
Zee
quite
project.
a compliment, actually. Quite a compliment. Now, speaking of the Tappan Zee Bridge...
his resignation is effective November 6th. No announcement as to where he's going to show up next.
No. Now, speaking of the Tappan Zee Bridge, we went over to the bridge yesterday because you had gone across the river, Peter, and had mentioned that progress is being made. So let's take a look at first the south side of the bridge.
Now you have to look carefully to see things that are blue. You'll see maybe some coming up as John pans around. You'll see some blue girders. Those are the new steel girders which will be holding up the road. And
then on the south side, there's a lifter, the West Coast lifter, and there is the concrete pillars.
The piers. And and again, you have to look carefully when John pans.
And that's
if you see blue, that's the steel work, the new steel work.
That is going to hold the bridge up, and it continues on the way up. And the newest thing is, if we can speed up the pan here. Now those are the roadway concrete pillars that will support.
They support
the
these
new
longitudinal blue beams.
And that blue beam right there, that is being built over the railroad
tracks. You see one
tracks.
right there now in the middle of the screen.
And
Just
so
barely saw that.
and they have gotten it over the railroad tracks.
Yeah, so it looked to me when I went over the bridge the other day as if they are making very good progress on getting the basics of the roadways put into place. And so once that's done, then they are starting already on the towers, which will support the bridge sections themselves. So.
Now, a couple of points on education. The governor held the first meeting of the State Common Core Task Force to strengthen Common Core standards. And what was interesting to me about that whole appointment was the people who are on this task force, and they read like not too balanced a group. Richard Parsons, senior advisor of the former chairman of Citigroup, heads it. He's a banker, Heather Buskirk, Mohawk Valley master teacher. Jeffrey Canada, president, Harlem Children's Zone. Carol L. Conklin Spillane, principal, Sleepy Hollow High. Mary Ellen Elliott, the commissioner of the New York State Education Department. Constance Evelyn, superintendent, Valley Stream. Catalina Fortino, New York State United Teachers, really supporters of the Common Core, wouldn't you say? I mean, Kashana, that is being facetious by me. Kashana Hazelwood, third grade teacher at PS 156 in Brooklyn. Tim Creamer, executive director of New York State School Boards Association. Senator Carl Marcelino, chair of the Senate Ed Committee. Assemblywoman Catherine Nolan, chair of the Assembly Education Committee. Samuel Radford, president, District Parent Coordinating Council of Buffalo. Carrie Remus, Rochester area parent and founder of Parent Power Project. Randy Weingarten, president of the AFT, the American Federation of Teachers, and Nancy L. Zimpher, chancellor, State University of New York.
Now, a lot of them seem like professional educators.
Professional educators who, many of whom, very anti-Common Core assessments. Now, this week, Mary Ellen Elliott, the commissioner, put up a website whereby you can go and comment on learning standards of the Common Core. Not the assessment tests, how hard they are, how easy they are, how good they are, and you have a big article on WPCNR.com telling you how you can comment to Commissioner Elia on this survey and your comments on the Common Core.
So what do they expect the task force to accomplish? Has anyone said?
Consensus, I guess. Isn't that what we're after? Right. And then the FASD made news this week.
French American School.
Yes, right. French American School. And here is how they made news. They said they told the person that wanted to buy the FASD Country Club and forthrightly approached them that we're not interested in selling. They made it official.
This was an outfit that wanted to run it as a golf club.
Yes, absolutely. And
they supposedly actually were the number 2 bidder for the property.
Yeah.
They were outbid by the French American School.
Right. Karl Hofer was the man who wanted to buy it for International Hospitality Management Worldwide. So that is dead, at least according to the press release.
And meantime, the lawsuit continues.
Right.
with White Plains, the city of White Plains, having answered the allegations made by the French-American School.
Right. And Westchester Arts honors Froma Benerofe of Purchase, chair of its board of directors and behind their great fundraising efforts. Tell us a little bit about Froma. You are related.
Yes, I am related to Froma. I am her brother-in-law. She's married to my brother. She has long been active with the arts, particularly things related to dance. And I think she is really enjoying her stewardship of Arts Westchester. And for reasons that I can't go into, I will not be able to be at the event that's honoring her.
Okay.
But
Congratulations.
congratulations, sir. It's very exciting.
Exactly.
And Arts Westchester used to be known as the Westchester Arts Council and may still be thought of as the Westchester Arts Council by many people.
Right.
And the chairman of the board of that organization is and has been a rather prestigious position over the years, no?
Right.
Yes.
Definitely. Now,
Not so prestigious is the manhunt going on for the person who held up the TD Bank
that's right.
in White Plains. The
Back
police,
on October 2nd.
it was October 2nd. Police offer a $2,500 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of that individual. They have a surveillance camera photo
Okay.
of the person.
We don't have it.
We don't have it.
Right. So, but
And
what
in
we
fact,
do have,
I didn't see it in the Journal News yesterday.
How much money
in their
did
story.
was
$2,500, but we have to get.
That was the reward. We don't know how much money was stolen.
We have to get to the Eversole rink because we promised you a tour of the rink, and here it is. Okay, Jennifer, we're out here at good old Eversole, the happy rink, and you're going to take us on a brief tour of what's new.
Yes, come on in. The team has been working really hard all summer to get the facility ready with some really great new improvements. Here we are in the indoor warming room. So yes, we are an outdoor facility, but you don't have to stay outside the whole time.
Absolutely not.
And you'll see the beautiful indoor warming room. We have brand new floor mats and newly painted. Everything just has a kind of fresh new feel to it.
Fantastic.
I can take you now outside to
All
the
right.
rink.
Okay. Very sweet tour. The brand new happy rink, almost.
Right. And so this is the rink. It has a roof. It's open on the sides, but the roof does protect it from a lot of the weather elements. And here we have our new ice boards with the new glass and the new net. And we're right now in the process of building the ice. So that'll be up and ready by this weekend.
Okay. Entrance to the actual ice, and this is really something. Tell us, this looks new.
So we have brand new mats around the ice rink entrance. And this will protect everyone's skates, which we do offer skate rentals at this facility, and you can do that inside.
Yes, and that was the tour, and the rink opens Friday night at 8 with the public session, and also for public sessions this Saturday and Sunday. John Bailey, good night for White Plains Week.
White Plains Week has been a presentation of White Plains Citizen Net Reporter, WPCNR.com, in cooperation with Channel 76. Comments may be emailed to WPCNR@AOL.com. The copyrighted print White Plains Cityscape by Leonard Weber is used courtesy of the White Plains Presbyterian Church. For information on its availability, you may contact the church at 761-8585. The views and opinions expressed on the preceding program were solely those of the participants. White Plains Week is presented Fridays at 7:30 and again on Mondays at 7 p.m. here on Channel 76. For White Plains Week, this is Seth Benerofe speaking.